Hello viewer, welcome to Multimedia Plus Online Television and welcome to another edition of our broadcast. Top stories in this edition. Traders raise concerns on the effect of the partial curfew on doing businesses in the evening hours. The Executive Director of Social Linkages for Youth and Child Link, Habib Kamara, has called on government to include commercial sex workers in the COVID-19 sensitization. The National President for Motor Drivers and General Transport Workers Union, Alpha Amadou Ba, has called on the EOC to increase the number of passes given to union for the 14 days partial lockdown. The Voice of Young People Safe Home has officially been launched for a maximum of 20 street kids. All of these stories and more are all lined up in today's news broadcast. I am your host, Patrick Yatta Conte. And now for the news in details. The partial lockdown was one of the measures instituted by the government of Sierra Leone in the fight against the deadly coronavirus pandemic. Most traders, however, do most of their businesses in the evening hours. Speaking to Multimedia Plus Online Television, they raised concerns with regards to the curfew and some of the challenges they are faced with. Fatmata Binta Jallo reports.
Following the outbreak of the coronavirus pandemic in Sierra Leone, and as part of government strategy in containing the spread of the disease, a partial lockdown was instituted for a period of 14 days. Part of this lockdown includes a 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew. However, some traders have expressed concerns with regards to curfew and the effect it has on their businesses, especially for those who trade in the evening hours.
What you sell, when they say to time by then 9 o'clock, everybody from go na house. And they sell say when you reach by then 8 o'clock, I go na house. Some the while they go sell, they myself the fish I can left farm. Pass over the next day now, I come back, I can sell. I want my can sell.
For more this coffee order can now better sell no day. And they can around 1 o'clock. Now they can for cancel the rest and go to the streets. Yes. So the time sell been there before then they say 4 to 5. I don't sell them. But for now, better sell no day. Yes. Because of I try for the 9 o'clock. 8 to 9, I all enough for make I go na me house. First I go with the food. First I go give the picking and they eat it poil. First I throw because I not go able to take again and mix and the other day. It poil.
Imona we all. Imona me too much because why for right now I'm now for the off so. Say they get motoka for go, no problem. If I not get motoka pass I never then go lodge me take do clean. And which of course left picking the whole house. I'm in family there. So chance no go there for some back the very day. Pass the next day back I go. For go left chop money, done the earlier back I come back. So I'm off strain for me.
The coffee, now it make a change market now. And they sell bread with fried egg mayonnaise. Now they sell, but still, they don't sell. 8 o'clock, I don't pack, I don't want to go to my house. Now, we're in that day. I come, I can't sell now. But this is the money we right now. The market, they don't, so I take a back, I can't go to my house. Pass, I go give me picking them back, I shape, give people, they eat them. All land and losses for me right now. This is the money we beg Papa government right now. This issue for we. If in at 12 o'clock, left farm. But this one they sell fry right now. This is the money we need to tell nobody lie. Now the true word that they talk so why they put me market right now, so they take them back, I care and go na me house. So the time where they say 8 o'clock I don't pack, they don't give coffee 9 o'clock. Who stay at they sell? That 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, then at the 10 by add and the cow, we all they sell fry, they begin get sell now.
Superintendent Brema Kamara is the head of media and public relations at the Sierra Leone Police. He stated that this move was taken by government to restrict the movement of people as Sierra Leone continues to record more cases. He however went on to state that compliance by citizens has been satisfactory and he called on Sierra Leoneans to continue to abide to these laws.
To the extent there is compliance on the side of the people, more than 80%, especially for the curfew, because the curfew they span from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. If you look at all the arrests made, we are calculating, they even above 100. And so therefore, if you get a population of 7.2 million, then only 100 people can flout the coffee, we come out with the old. You know, that is normally it's so small that it might say infinitesimal. You know, too small for count, you understand? So, in terms of percentage, so we say compliance day, but so on the way we arrest, we left them, talk to them, warn them, like central, they do 25 arrests, 25 more among them. They arrest them, they warn them, and they release them. You know, we also get Tankoro, they arrest 5, they warn them, they left them. They get some other areas where they arrest 1, like Motima, some they arrest 4. The working time. But they also made an adjustment with regards to the working time. So public workers is now something like 9 a.m. Yes, 9 a.m. up to 4. So which means you only spend something like 7 hours within the workplace. And 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. now 5 hours. So even if you're in a tortoise, you know, or in a snail, you go for worker from Cotton Tree, Tego, Waterloo, from Waka to Waka. So 5 hours when they give you need to cover that space there, you need to cover the time. That it means you are looking for trouble. One thing we for know, there's not a punishment where they say let we all in a house at certain point in time, or let we not move from here to here. Not a punishment. Then they do harm for you safe, then save your life, they save the lives of your family, whether a nuclear family or the extended family, or a one-parent family. They then save the lives of the one that they work with in case you're not a workman. They save the lives of the one that they do business with in case you're not possible to do business, but you get to interact with them. And they also save the lives of the wider community. Understand? So now that basically, because when you look at the virus itself, coronavirus, you don't get food. You know they move by itself. Now only more time they carry on from one point to another point. So if you inhibit or you stop or you curtail the movement of people, then we're not going for fatal. So we're not going for push them till I can't go to one corner. At the moment I can't go to one corner and they now we're not going for treat them there. So this is what basically government they try to do. So not to let us not look at like I say punishment. Punishment if you don't die. This one way you get time for pass, do things there, keep money or eat bread or eat whatever. Now we get life make it do. So now that life the government want to preserve. Because when you look at the Constitution of Sierra Leone, Act number 6 of 1991, the government then get power to protect you. And one of government's responsibility for protect its citizens. So this is what government is doing. And
Koma Hassan Kamara, the Information and Communications Officer at the Freetown City Council, said that Council is aware of the challenges traders and market women face during this period. But they have held consultative meeting with them to ensure they abide to the precautionary measure to curb the disease.
At Freetown City Council, we have about over 40 markets, about 42 markets within our municipality, and that is those are one of the places that are really congregated on a daily basis. For example, you go to Dovecourt, if at odd hours you see the place is so congested. Let's other marketplaces. So having realized that, we held the consultative meetings with their structures, and they have a bigger structure, a bigger umbrella body that governs them within the market structure that they call the Traders Council, which embedded or is composed of the Traders Union and other organizations. They have their Mami Queens here and all. So we have to ensure that we sit with them and put our cards on the table as the way forward to ensure that people adhere to the regulations. So as a result of that, one of the resolutions that came out of the meeting, together with them, we resolved that to ensure that we cut down on the timing of markets. Before this time, we have 2 times. We have the night marketing, those are sales at night, and we have the daytime. And so we thought that the night market is more risky, maybe for our staff, because we have market keepers that goes to the markets to collect market dues on a daily basis. So if we are not asking them to go there at night to collect market dues, it's risky, they'll be exposed. And also we also thought of the sanitation aspect. We have to upkeep the marketplaces. Okay. So if they cut down for 12 hours, that's 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. After that, we'll be able to sweep the markets, clean the markets for it to be ready for the next day. So, just like we are now under emergency, state of emergency, and whatever comes out as a policy statement. If they say, for example, lockdown, you have no reason of going out there, you know, it's as long as it has been declared by central government or the top authorities. So that's the same thing. When we say as council level, when we put our rules and regulations, it's for you to adhere. Within our bylaws, actually, there is no underlying factor as what will be the cost, the fine, because this is not a law, it's just a regulations. Regulations are different from laws. When you have a law, and there we'll be talking about penalties or fines, as in the case of our bylaws. But in this case, we have to force you to adhere in whatever ways. And most often, what they did was to ensure that if you don't want to adhere to the rules and regulations to seize your market, they'll seize your business, may come for it for the next day.
Different sets of groups continue to raise concern during this period that Sierra Leone is under a state of emergency and a partial lockdown to contain the spread of the coronavirus. But it is important to note that there has been huge compliance from the general public on some of the regulations instituted by government. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Fatmata Binta Jallo.
The Motor Drivers and General Transport Workers Union, which mandate is to defend, protect and promote the affairs of drivers' union, have raised concerns over the number of passes given to them by the EOC in relation to the 14 days partial lockdown. My colleague Anthony Vandy spoke to the president, Alpha Amadou Ba, in this interview.
Alpha Amadou Ba is the national president for Motor Drivers and General Transport Workers Union. He has called on the EOC to provide them with enough passes to transport food and essential items to and fro the 16 districts right across the country during this partial lockdown, stating that as a union, they requested for 40 passes and received only 4 from the EOC. As a law-abiding citizens, they were left with no option but to abide by all laws of the land in ensuring the fight against the COVID-19 pandemic.
This partial lockdown, because you know, say we don't go lockdown 3 days, we go successfully. Because that day I've been talking to me man there, we issue out a press release, say nobody, no driver, when you pull him what can I do, they arrest you, we know we go there. So this second partial lockdown with a district by district, the EOC then be pull out a press release, say, you know, for move from one district to another district without pass. That day, this office can full of pay over 250 drivers. Some they go with cement, iron rod, rice, fish, boku items. They all kind of. I say, okay, make a write. I write to the EOC. I go with the letter. But, you know, I go request for 40 passes. I know able get all. Instead of 40, then give me 4. Only 4.
For the entire driver?
For the entire drivers union.
Even those where they transport?
Even those where they transport essential goods, this, that, everything. I talk about, as he say, that 4 passes, now 3 days at the go, now that place. Now one lady look me, is sorry for me. He say make I go inside. Because when I go there, they direct me to council. I go to council and say, no, council, this parcel don't get. Now for people where they work in a council, we self get more to them. So in fact, they not give me. I go back to the place. When I go there, 3 days at the worker, at the end of the day, now 4 passes I get. I explain myself. But I know able get all. So the 4 I get, I don't blame them themselves because the crowd be so bokude. So I come, that 4 passes, I give 2 to people who even load 600 bags. 1 they go Kenema, 1 they go Kono. Then 1 other motoka load fish where they go Kailao. I know see that fish they go poor. I give them that 1 pass 3. Then me self remain with 1 pass where they to me now. In case of anything happen, I go put on my motoka, I go.
He, however, added that they are pleading to the EOC to look into their plight as they are part of the union that is responsible for the transportation of food and essential services.
If we get essential goods like rice, like a fish, raw fish, then we get other goods where they come up line, then banana, then plantain, then plasas. Therefore allow them for enter. Government don't give the responsibility to certain people. May they help, let's say now 20 passes they will get. Low able utilize that 20 passes for make people that can food go upline and bring food from upline to Freetown.
He called on all drivers who are under his union's umbrella to exercise patience and look up to him as their leader. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online Television, I am Anthony Vandi.
The Chief Executive Officer for the Voice of Young People Sierra Leone, Mohamed Conte, has officially launched the Voice of Young People Safe Home for maximum of 20 street kids. Here is the report.
The Chief Executive Officer for the Voice of Young People Sierra Leone, Mohamed Conte, has officially launched the Voice of Young People Safe Home for a maximum of 20 street children. In an exclusive interview with Multimedia Plus Online TV, he said that kids are not well informed about the dangers of the corona pandemic, which exposes them to lots of risk, thus the need for the strides taken by his organization.
These are there. The government already does set up unique policies, but making it refers to them policies than they as words on paper because they are not functional. And we yesterday don't launch Voice of Young People Safe Home for street children. The Safe Home, they also serve as a reunification center. The Safe Home, we as an executive sit down say no. And not mean say, if we are advocacy organization, it's not all about talk. Let's hook up ourselves, go to the street and help the people. We need help as everybody for now in this country. After the aged, let's think of the street children because they're exposed for get this sickness. But me, self way sit down now, because reason being, I get family, I get home, I can decide I'm not going outside. I sit down at my house, I able to eat 24 hours, get waiting at the eat, get waiting at the able to help me, other after relatives them. But where the question lies, then pick the areas on a street way. Not get hope. Even inside for sleep, they not get them. First then go towards, some they do boom and blind, some they do sideway, win a finger pocket, thief and all that thing. Then, you know, they have to get in touch with a lot of people. How we go able to do for service them? Now that make we decide for come up with a safe home for children. You see, in the safe home, we not only they can keep you, but we get for involved education inside. We get for use preaching, both religion. We get for get religious leaders, them like Muslim, when an imam. We get for get pastors. We get for come in for they can get word or two with the young people them for make we able ensure say we able put the mindsets together. We get for also they get the education session because some don't take, some never go school, some don't they go school. Some will be skills education like we say dance, drama, and all that thing them. You know then. Cultural dance them. These are all activities just for keep the home running. So you go there, you know, go feel like, you know, important or any other thing.
He reiterated that the vulnerability of kids must be taken into consideration during this crucial period, especially street children, thus the need for the safe home that his organization has established and that they will be receiving support from the mayor of Freetown, Her Lordship Yvonne Akisoya.
You don't go through with psychomosity test. You don't pass every single thing. We would able from there do a family tracing. Now you not treat you there, but you able disclose to we say I guess also person within the capital because of now nobody know for move go to another district. But if you get somebody within the capital or you get your mama or your papa a number, we able call them, we discuss with them, able refer we to relative way in trust within the capital. So we go able to meet with that relative, they discuss with them, say this is not the situation, and we all know say the street not safe as of now. So the only thing make we see how you will able to keep this speaking home, where this corona done, we go able to can provide essential necessities them, either for take them back to a real parent, or if you they keep them, how for send them back to school.
It could be recalled that Youth and Children Organization was established in 2015 following the launch of the Sustainable Development Goals. And part of their activities includes creating a better life for the children and youth in Sierra Leone. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Teresa Thomas.
Please be reminded that you are viewing content from the Multimedia Plus Online Television. We continue with the rest of our broadcast. The misuse of drugs and involvement of young people as commercial sex workers has always been a problem, and there are few organizations advocating on their behalf. Abib Kamara is the Executive Director of Social Linkages for Youth and Child Link. In an interview with my colleague Umu Hawa Dumbuya, called on government to include commercial sex workers in the COVID-19 sensitization.
Social Linkages for Youth Development and Child Link is an organization that advocates and works with vulnerable population, more especially drug users and commercial sex workers. Speaking to the Executive Director, Abib Kamara, he said that his organization advocates for drug users and commercial sex workers, and that these categories of people that are seen to be always left out when there is a crisis.
If we want to attain the universal health coverage, we should not leave anyone behind, because everyone has right to health. Everyone have right to life. So if government they prepare, if government they make packages for the other population, then say government supposed to reach out to them. So things where government can always plan for younger people for this country. Let me say the youth population. When I say youth, they don't think about vulnerable youth. But it always comes when it comes to electioneering. The politician knows where those guys are. They have left out in terms of national budget, in terms of national development. They don't cater for them. We don't see more slide on Canada this country. And those people we are hit, they never prepare, they never provide anything for them. We see the Ebola. The Ebola back was the same problem. The Ebola self not be problem, and they not cater for them, and no messages not be the reach them. Even in terms of this national response now for COVID-19, we don't see say this population has been left out, and this population is the most vulnerable population. We can see in New York. If New York, the COVID hit there, yes, based. Majority of the drug users there, now streets of New York, now the more COVID don't kill than the other people them, because then the immune system already tamper that. Because anybody when they take drugs or take alcohol, the immune system they already tamper that. So we as right-based organizations, we reach out to them, sensitize them that they should abstain. There are some other harm reduction procedures them who need for follow-up to them. The TVET, the technical and vocational and program we government get for younger people we don't be out of schools. For me, they able empower them for becomes middleman power. For able some could be carpenters, some could be mercenaries, the middleman power jobs. So we do not want government in terms of giving facilities to only the one that we then they able access. The one that we not able access, we as organization we able reach out to them because they are hard to reach. We able and sensitize them from NSF come up, and they are willing.
Abib Kamara went on to state that they are humans as well and deserve to be beneficiaries to whatever aid that is coming for vulnerable people during crisis, citing some of the challenges these people encountered during the Ebola outbreak in 2014. He mentioned that rehabilitation centers must be created in order to sensitize and train this set of youths, in order for them to go back to their normal life. He added that the consumption of drugs amongst youth are risk factors of them contracting the COVID-19 because the use of drugs weakens one's immune system, and once that happens, the rate of surviving the virus is slim.
Drug users in our country, it has been criminalized. They always have police. But we get a connection now, we and police them. The police themselves know say we are working with a population where this population very vulnerable. Even the police, where they go do, the law enforcers, then where they go do arrest. Themselves, then get in vulnerability when they go do arrest. More in terms of this COVID-19. We need for land with police, they have for arrest. You don't go just rush, you go arrest person. Now COVID-19, they say contamination or we contact person. The way even way you go arrest that person. it will make you say become a victim of the COVID-19. And this population, where would they try for talk about, where they use drugs? We get drug users, we get injecting drug users. The injecting drug users, we particularly about them more because then they use an instrument. This instrument can contaminate and it can transfer the HIV virus, the hepatitis, even in terms of this coronavirus. That is the reason when we reach out to them, we desensitize them. In this time of COVID-19, if you are taking drugs, prepare your own drugs. Don't give it to another person because you don't know that person in status. After the war, we see a merge of drugs we go now with communities then because as a country we will not be get a program for rehabilitate those that were drug users. So the rehabilitation was so rushed with, and we then just disarm them, try for send someone to school, and left a big chunk when drug users there. We're not able to rehabilitate them. So we left them for kind of communities. That is the reason now in Sierra Leone, when you go there, you can Sierra Leone now, all communities get a drug problem. Very easy for access, and everywhere. More not make lip service to this thing.
He then cautioned school authorities not to allow people who sell drugs to trade around their school environment, and also pleaded with the government to make policies that will deal with shared issues and other NGOs to help the organization in their work. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Umuawa Dumbuya.
If you just tuned in, this news is coming to you from Multimedia Plus Online Television. We will now go for a short break. Stay glued.
The package you feel. Even the haters testify, called the man when I was amateur. Couldn't holler them. I said this vicious fever, the Taliban. The game don't see.
The boy Caldanero, man. Live and direct, man, within our studio, man. You know what I mean? Kiss the Throne EP coming. I just can't want to freestyle. Now, this very good studio. The setup is good. Emanize and Django. Shout out to Una. Proud of what Una they do. You know, we need more of this in the industry.
Hey, this is Emerson, the last man standing. Of course, we're right here at Multimedia Plus. And we had a great session, and come check it out. It's a great studio, you know, great sounds, great producer, and support your own saloon content. Sugar Entertainment at Multimedia Plus. Peace.
Photo shoot, voice over with there, simple and soundtrack with there, documentary, podcast with there.
Welcome back. The Secretary General for the Local Council Association of Sierra Leone, an association that covers 22 different councils right across the country, has called on the government to engage the 22 local councils to help fight against the coronavirus pandemic. He spoke more in this interview with my colleague, Anthony Vandi.
The Secretary General for the Local Council in Sierra Leone, LOCASUL, an association that covers 22 different councils right across the country, has called on the government to engage the 22 local councils to help fight against the coronavirus disease. This, according to Samuel Gua, the Secretary General for the Local Council Association in Sierra Leone, is part of their strategic plan to work with council, councillors, and ward committee members right across the country.
For advocate on behalf of the local councils. Remember, the local councils, they come into being because one feels see a development can at the place. The government fees development for the different communities. So they take the council and as conduit passage, where government forget to reach the people there. But throughout that period, the councils, their operations, they make people that they feel say, yes, government did at this country. But the kind of challenges that they face is not easy. It's so much. And all that because the local government actually then will come about 2004, it will get a lot of contradiction inside. So if I say council, then they say, council the new revenue base, if they get problem, we have to go collect money from current development, the problem that day. Government they transfer money to their council and they periodically. But most of the times, even their money they for let it go on time the problem. Now you don't go, maybe if I tell you say when you say the say council, you get the mayor, you get the chairman. For talk say the mayor, big name, chairman, big name. Now this you get that this they get them pay this. No. They not be even they inside the pay system of this country, brother. But the amount of money where they demand in the council is so huge. So the local council they try for move out with this to try for see how we will go around and lobby the central government for do that. So up to now, today, now this government, and we tell the government, thank you, they say no, this local government act, we then the respect for all the entire law review about, so that decentralization will be put out straight. Now that process then on. As the war go, when the 22 councils they realize something don't come in a basic and government no liquor. The 22 councils they don't direct attack the problem. Then they all over the place. So then they call civil society organization, then they work with DHMO, then the medical authority, then they form their groups, then they attack, then they go to the community. Remember, there's one thing very, very important in this COVID-19 fight. Let's reflect on the Ebola fight. There was a time where we move small for even make sure to put the council at the center of it. It won't create problem in this country. Imagine the remotest part of this country, you get council Yide. You get one committee members on there. If you want to make sure people do not come in another country, let them bypass the Canada Waterside Road, come under that bush for Canada place there. When a convict suspect them, you have to talk with the councils. You talk with the councillors. Councillors, they talk with the work committee members them.
A call on the government to work closely with the 22 councils right across the country and ensure to provide all necessary support needed.
So if other say before they even talk, say, COVID-19 don't count the council, they don't do. If you check now, they do all over the place. Then they try for before. Remember, they get at the background, say, if that thing goes serious, that then people then they suffer. So they know the wait for message, in fact. Then they plan a better one. The only two way that they expect, say, the national coordinating body where they don't put for coordinate this program, you work with them, the district coordination committee, the way they don't put the EOC branches and the district, they work with the councils them because they know the terrain, they know the people, then the whole fight will become effective. And we also strategic plan will get as a council now, how for facilitate some of the big plans and we will make decentralization go forward, the council they will do their work well. So every council get a development plan. And the development plan, they take on from the world level, the council will go, it's with the work committee, then give message that this you want, this talk take you on, you can't go to council, then debate on and look at the backdrop of what they get from government and other development agencies.
Areva said, amidst all challenges faced by the 22 local councils across the country, they are determined to help government in the fight against the deadly coronavirus. Reporting for Multimedia Plus Online TV, I am Anthony Vandi.
Well, viewers, as we continue to take precautions to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, let's take some health advice on preventive ways of keeping ourselves safe. That's all we have time for in today's news broadcast on Multimedia Plus Online Television. But before we close, here is a recap of the headlines. Top stories in this edition. Traders raise concerns on the effect of the partial curfew on doing businesses in the evening hours. The Executive Director of Social Linkages for Youth and Child Link, Habib Kamara, has called on government to include commercial sex workers in the COVID-19 sensitization. The National President for Motor Drivers and General Transport Workers Union, Alpha Amadou Ba, has called on the EOC to increase the number of passes given to union for the 14 days partial lockdown. The Voice of Young People Safe Home has officially been launched for a maximum of 20 street kids. That's how we draw down the curtains for today's news broadcast. Do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Multimedia Plus Online Television for more updates, news broadcasts, programs and interviews. We are also on Facebook at Multimedia Plus. Please visit, like and share our page. Until we meet again next time, have been your presenter, Patrick Yata Conte. Stay blessed and stay safe.